Hello and welcome back to my Pokemon Horizons review series. Today we are reviewing episode 66 and I hope you enjoy. So we are finally back at Orange Academy with Roy and Dot passing their terrestrial courses while Liko remains failed. However, it's not all bad news as there's going to be a big battle tournament where everyone is included, even the failed students can use terrestrial, which sounds hype as hell. We see the familiar faces back at the school: Penny, Nimona, Clavel and a few of the gym leaders. It's nice to be back, and Nimona even says to the trio, now is your time to show just how much you've grown, which is a perfect way to introduce this episode. But of course we can't just have a simple battle tournament to wrap this arc up, can we? Because Dot gets a call from Penny, who learns of a devious plot to steal data on Terrapagos, and it is the Explorers. Agate, who has been pretending to be a teacher this whole time, her plan is finally coming into place, and it was to steal all this data. To be fair, I thought they'd have a bit more of an aggressive plan and maybe trying to actually steal Terrapagos again, but this made sense. She got in cozy with the school so she could get access to all of this data, and she's trying to steal the data from Director Clavel's PC. And the three explorers who attack are of course Sango, Onyx and Agate, the three that have been undercover there this whole time. And I really loved how they split up our trio as well. Each one was locked in their individual battles. We don't see that much, usually they rely on each other's support, but they were all forced to battle alone and really show their growth. And we basically had a rematch of the previous arc's battles with Roy versus Sango and Liko versus Onyx, where the last time, about 20 episodes or so ago, they got absolutely walked over by these two, and this was just completely different this time. It was really cool. Liko facing Onyx on this roof area of the school. Roy was in an art room that Sango was just freezing, and Roy had to lead her elsewhere so he didn't burn up the art. There was some cool elements to these battles. And then we see Agate, who is in this dark room copying over the data, so it also had this race against time feel to it. And actually really cool to see her battle with Medicham. She's the least developed explorer so far, so maybe they're setting up this whole thing with Dot. And Dot was more than holding her own in this battle with Quaxwell. Also, I have to mention the use of their secondary Pokemon. Liko used Hatterem to heal the security officer, and also later on lead Grusha to Liko. Roy used Killer Watchwell to fly out the window so they battled elsewhere, and then Dot used Tinkertink to destroy the computer, so it really was the trio using everything they have at their disposal. It felt like a real culmination of this terrestrial arc, and it was really well done. Liko's battle took the centre stage as she's landing some good hits on Garganacl, but he just keeps using Recover, so it feels like a losing battle, with Florigato getting stuck in the salt while Onyx has used his Terrastalize. And of course it was all set up perfectly. Grusha has been led to the roof to watch this battle. Liko not allowed to use her orb, but she's up against it. She's trying to defend the school, and when push comes to shove she uses it and takes down Onyx. The ending of this battle was great, really well animated. I think overall the battle was a bit one-sided, and I can't say I like how bringing out a terrestrial Pokemon just wins you the battle almost immediately. But a fantastic moment for Liko to let loose and just overcome one of the explorers. I think for the first time. It's a massive stamp of how far these guys have come, and it's not just out of nowhere. This whole arc has dedicated them to train up, and the fruits of their training are finally showing, just like Nimona said. Elsewhere, Roy also wins his battle. We didn't really see much of this one, but he has the type advantage, and it didn't take much for Glalie to go down. I would have liked to see a bit more from that one, but clearly we were mainly focusing on the Liko battle. And then Dot's battle doesn't really finish. She was too late to destroy the PC. The data is gone. The explorers have achieved what they set out to do here. They got the data, which I liked. It shows that Agate's time spent as the teacher here for so long actually amounted for something. There was real stakes to what they were doing. I hope we have an explorer meeting or something where we see them look over the data and use it to plot some more shenanigans. So the explorers get away with the data. Also, it was revealed that Agate has a Xatu, which is pretty cool. A Pokemon I always forget about, but a quick getaway Pokemon for her. Grusha tells Liko to meet him in the principal's office, and we all know what was happening here. Liko gets a pass on her terrestrial course for defending the school and using terrestrial at the right time with the right purpose. It was definitely predictable, but I liked it. I think it played well with Liko's character. She's not self-centered at all. She failed her test because that battle was solely about her. Whereas when push comes to shove and she's doing something for other people, defending the school, her true colours show and we see what she's truly capable of. I liked that little message that they went for. So Liko has passed and been granted the use of a Terra Orb. And even more good news, the battle tournament didn't get called off. It's Liko and Roy's turn, and of course they will be facing against each other. This is so perfect. What a way to end this arc, a battle between the two protagonists to show how much stronger that they've gotten. A 2v2 by the looks of it, and I'm just really impressed with how they've seen this arc out. The Explorers handled really well, and now we're getting this battle to really wrap things up nicely. So overall, this episode was again just really good. I thought this showcased how much stronger our trio have become in the best ways. Winning battles for starters, but also showing off both of their Pokemon, putting everyone to use and everything they've learned into play. It was just really solid, and technically they lost. The Explorers came away with the data, which moves the plotline along more. So this episode just had a bit of everything, a lot of payoffs and even more setups. Liko passing her test is a bit controversial, but in the context of everything, I think it worked really well. Like, they were never going to leave her without a terrestrial orb going into the 4th arc, so it was well written, I think. Just an all-round great episode, great action and stakes, and a showcase of why we all love this series and its characters. So for me, this one gets an 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts. What is your rating out of 10? Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.